Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Alright, I am back with you again, YouTube. I meant to sit over there. I guess I can sit over here out of the way for now. Oh, that's all the parts I got so far. I worked on this last night a little bit more on off camera on getting those parts off. And what I'm doing today is the Zenith. I'm going to work on it again. First thing I'm going to do, part one of this is going to be me checking the circuit board for cracks, places that, you know what I'm saying, that may not be as it should be. And we're going to do that. And that's what the first part's going to be. Turn that on. I always forget it. Run this circuit board underneath here a little bit. And we're going to concentrate on, like I said, this end here. And just basically look over the see if I can zoom in a little bit with this. There we go. Get this back over here so I can have a little light on the subject. So basically what I'm going to do is this, is just sort of go over this a little at a time and take a look at it and check out the circuit board, see for cracks, bad solder joints, anything that might cause a problem. That's Q1 there is what we're looking at. That's the RF transistor. I'm not really sure it works properly either, so just looking for, I'm looking at the camera is what I'm looking at. So let me go down just a hair more and look at through here. And this will be on the video so you can see the same thing I'm seeing. Now, I see, I'm going to take my pointer here. I do see some things, just like this one here. That looks a little suspect. It just doesn't look quite right. Maybe it's because that's sticking up there, I don't know, but there's a different colored solder underneath there, like two different colors there. You can see it's a dividing line right there. But that doesn't look right. So I might touch that up. That doesn't look perfect. That's a collector of the Q1. So we might look at that. What I'm going to do is probably take out the transistor at Q2. And I have the replacement for it. It is out for delivery, I do believe. Now the camera itself is about, I'd say, close to 4 inches away from the board. So that should be about ideal for the macro function of this camera. Not sure about that right there. Can't get in there. Okay, we're all the way down to AM oscillator now. Don't need that. It's working fine. Okay, now we're at Q2. There's some, the solder joints don't look very good. I'm going to clean those up, and like I said, I'm going to remove that transistor. That's that 2N3904 in there right now. That was just to test the voltages. which I did, and they did come out right. So I'm hoping this new transformer or transistor, I don't know why I keep saying transformer, will fix the whole problem, because it's the correct one. And obviously the other one was bad to give those bad voltages, I believe. So there's some, I don't know, that looks a little bit dark or whatever. Like I said, good touching up in that area. Is that a switch or what? Can't tell what I'm looking at here. See these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that actually looks like a switch or something there all together. Maybe it's a transformer. That might be a transformer. I don't know. Yeah, it is. There it is, T201. So that's what that is. I don't think it'd have a lot to do with it, because it is getting 10.7 goes through the IF no problem. And it seems to go from the, I can just put it near this Q2 and it goes right through. So that might be a little bit suspect there. Again, like I said, just looking for things that I haven't seen any cracks yet in that are noticeable at all. So that's just all I'm looking for, basically, is those places there. I'm all the way to Q201 now, which I think is the first IF transistor. I said it right that time. So that looks like it's pretty good shape. So what I'm going to do, like I say, is clean out the Q2, get that transistor out of there, clean up the pads there best I can in preparation for the new transistor, which will arrive this afternoon in the mail, and we will go from there. Now, like I said, I may go ahead and, while in the meantime here, and while I got my soldering iron all hot, dab some solder on some questionable joints here. I don't think there's anything that looks all that bad. This one here looks a little bit suspicious. You know, some of this stuff that I'm seeing, when you look at it through a camera or whatever, it doesn't look the same way as it does looking directly through this magnifying glass. And that's, I'm going to look over it again myself off camera and see. But here's a good one that looks weird. It almost looks like there's a split right there between that part and the other part. But it's all, obviously it's just this one's higher than that one. See, I'm taking that's down, that's up. So that's all that is. I don't think there's any problem there. Oh, maybe there is. That's that same one I've seen before. That's a piece of solder, it looks like. Not sure, maybe that's a lead off something. Let's get a better, different angle there. So we'll take a look at that one. There's the lead for, I believe it was soldered there. I don't know what this is. I don't want to break it off. It seems like it's hard enough to where it may be supposed to be there. Anyway, I'm blathering on here too much, so I'm going to get this out of the way. And like I say, this is where I'm going to concentrate, is this Q2. See, now that looks totally different with this magnifying glass than it did through the camera. That's that same one there I was looking at before, though. That does look weird. I don't know. Like I say, we'll see what we can do with this. Go ahead and clean up this area here. There we go. That came out pretty easy. Now I can clean that pad up a little bit. Alright. Now let's get the camera in there and take a look at that, see how that looks. There we go. About time it focused. 202 Q2, there it is. Alright, you can see the pad. There's the collector, there's the emitter, there's the base. And the pad itself looks pretty darn good, I think. Or the pads, I should say. They're all the holes are cleaned out. Now the one on the collector looks like it's not a complete ring. Not sure why, but I don't think it's anything I did. I think that's just the way that was made. So now I'm going to go ahead and go through this and dab a little solder on the joints that don't look exactly proper, and just go from there. So I'm going to probably do this just with this camera up here because it's too hard to get in there with the other one. Unless I wonder if I can situate this where I can do it this way. Again, you may not be able to see everything I do, but there'll be some interesting stuff, I'm sure. Try to move this down a little bit as I go. Maybe I'll do it this way. Yeah, that'd be better. First one I want to attack is this one down here. It looked weird. Also here. Yeah, I guess it's I down. I want to see what's going on. That's pretty good. Maybe the collector, that's what it is. You on that? That's pretty good. I don't see anything else that needs touching up. This all actually looks pretty darn good. I think this was one I was questioning a little bit. Of course, that's actually beyond that stage, but need my tip cleaned. I can see there's dirt on it. That's me. There. There. Maybe that one's got one here. Well, like I said, that's pretty much got what any bad spots that I see. This one might be a little bit suspect. Alright. I think we can call that pretty good. Put this back where it was. Well, again, it don't look too bad. This stuff down in here is actually pretty far past where I was at, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. It does have a little bad look to it, though. I think that's the one I just soldered, didn't it? Yeah, I can't tell. Takes a minute to catch up with the focus there. I guess this is the one I cleaned up with that extra lead in there that I didn't know if it was a lead or not. So anyway, I think that's going to do this part. That'll be part one of the video. Part two will be me putting in a new transistor. And once we get that done, we can test it and see if it works. I'm kind of excited about this possibility. You know, I waited for a while on this to see if I can get it going. Alright, this is for Bill, old 64 goat. Now we're going to pretend this is the old lead from components that you want to connect to with a new component. And you don't have to use this wire, but you can use any wire you want. It's similar in size. You want to make sure this is good and straight too. It works a lot better if it's straight. But what you do is you take the cut this off. I don't want to trail this all over the place. We're going to pretend this is the new component you're putting in. There's the lead from the new component that you're putting in. What you do is wrap this around here, like so. Many times if you want. It's no big deal how many times you do it. You pop it off there. And you want to make sure this is clean. You know, you might want to scrape it off, like, you know, make it shiny, stuff like that. And then, like I say, you take your new component and slide it on there. I'm gonna have to use the what do you call it to see this to get it on. All right, now you can see. Hopefully, you can see. It is wrapped around there. And then you just solder it. Add it down there and solder it real quick. The coils actually help with the conducting the heat to the rest of the wire. Now, this is, let me give you a close-up of that, if I can. But there it is. That's as strong as you'll ever want anything to be. So, that's the coil method, Bill. I probably didn't do it justice as far as, like I said, this is not a new component, obviously. This is not an old, well, it is an old component, but like I said, and then you just basically trim off the lead if there's any excess there you don't need. And you have a really nice connection there. You can put shrink sleeve if you need to. You can, you know, obviously you need to put that on first, onto whichever end you want it on, and then do your coil, and then slide it on and slide it back over the top or whatever you need to do with it. And like I said, that's pretty much all there is to it. But I've found that this connection is about as fast as making a hook and pinch like you were talking about. Sometimes even more so. Because you can take a piece of wire. The wire that you use doesn't have to be this actual component. You can take a wire, piece of spare wire, whatever you want to call it, and use that. And like I said, that's make that coil and slide that over that. Bam, soldered, it's done. I really like that method, and I learned that from John from Arkansas, Joe Arnunn, and he, I think, learned it from his mentor Brandon. But there are several people that use that method. I've seen other people use it in videos, but I think it works pretty good. That's what I do. So let me get back to the other camera. Again, part 1 done. I'll be back in a little bit for part 2. Now, I do have to pick up the girls today. I don't know if I have to drop them off. I haven't heard that yet. What I'm doing with them. So, if I just drop them off, I'll come back and work on the putting the transistor in and get that done. If not, I don't know if it'll be later tonight when they leave or what. This is part 1, as I said 15 times already, and we'll get back to you when we get back to you. How's that?